Hi, this is Katie Weeks, your independent, close to my heart maker. Today I'm going to share with you card number 3 for our free 3-card pre-cut kit that you can get with your $50 order when you add on the August stamp of the month for free if you're a VIP with your qualifying order, or for $5 if for some reason you have not joined my VIP group yet. So here is the card, and I am going to show you how I did it. I used a thin cut that was meant for a slimline card, and I went ahead and put these kits together, and I used it with an A2 size card. So here you'll see I already have stamped this. I got a little ahead of myself before I started filming. So I went ahead and stamped this scene in Toffee ink. And then I'm going to stamp that same scene again on this piece of white daisy that is cut from the curved rectangle frame thin cut. And I'm just going to kind of line up where I want that to go and add my magnet so I can keep it in place in case I want to do the stamping more than once. I don't want it to shift. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. If you like seeing crafty inspiration like this, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel, hit that button down below, and if you turn on that bell for notification, you'll see all of my videos, scrapbooking and card making. You'll get notified each time I upload a video. Okay, so I'm stamping this down, and typically when I stamp this one, I like to stamp it twice. It seems to me like the middle part of that stamp where the water starts coming down through the river, it usually just needs one more go through for me. So I'm going to ink it up again and stamp it one more time. So I got this idea. You really can see just a tiny bit of the scene that's on that plaid paper. That plaid paper came out of our 4 Seasons Autumn paper pack, and it was in the core catalog this past year. And you can see just a tiny bit of it from underneath this curved rectangle frame. The next, I'm going to stamp this sentiment. So the sentiment I'm going to be stamping in Mocha ink, and there's not enough room on my little stamping platform to use that cushion with the long block that I have. So I'm going to turn over my VersaMat and use the spongy side on the back to help me stamp and get a really nice impression. And this stamp just barely fits across this curved rectangle frame. It's like the perfect size. I was so excited when it fit because I wanted to use a different sentiment than I had already used on the other cards. So here you go. Praying for you and your loss, or something like that's what it says. So I'm going to stamp that. I like to let it sit and soak in the ink a little bit before I pull it up. And then I'm going to continue putting my card together. And now we are ready to assemble the card. So I'm going to come back and take out the rest of the pieces from my little card kit. Those wood grain stickers tend to stick inside the card. Everybody's going to have a different assortment, probably a larger leaf, a smaller leaf, and an acorn, I believe, is what I put in each kit. So I'm going to take that Kraft paper and stick it down to the base, and then I'm going to I go ahead and start to work on this piece from the Mocha cardstock that was cut with the Slimline stitched card front and background piece, and it shows like a wood grain, but I need to put down another piece on the front of my card. I'm going to go ahead and dovetail the end of this, and I'm doing it at about 1.5 inches. It's 3 inches across. So I just kind of used my mat to find where the center was to make sure I was slicing up in the right place. The wood grain stitches that come through kind of mess with the eyes, so sometimes when I have a background like that, I use a ruler to make sure that I am adding the center cut in the correct place. So let's go ahead and put down that plaid paper first. Okay, so we've stamped that scenery on the paper from the Four Seasons Autumn, and then we're going to put this banner over the top. When I do the banner, I like to put the adhesive on the banner side first and then put it on the front of the card. I've already scored these in half so that they would fit in your kits. And then I put on my adhesive and wrap it all the way around the back. So it's kind of cool that when things are cut for Slimline cards, we can use them on our A2 size cards as well, because when we stamp things or die cut or emboss things for Slimline, it's actually the full length of our card for an A2 size card, and it carries over to the back and gives a little bit of visual interest. So next I put down one of my wood stickers from the pumpkin pie spice set, and then I'm going to use some 3D foam tape to pop up that curved rectangle frame. And I just want to make sure, you'll see me go back and forth, I want to make sure that where I'm adding my 3D foam tape is not where that leaf sticker is. And so I just kind of play with it, make sure I'm going the right direction and not overlapping that sticker, because that sticker, that wood grain sticker, already gives me some great dimension. So I'll go ahead and add that to the front, and I'm really paying attention to that stamped image on the plaid paper as well, making sure the river comes down and lines up, make sure that the grass line across the right hand side lines up with my stamped image as well. It's a very subtle detail, but I like how it works together to give some visual interest and depth to the stamped image. And then I'm just going to add my last couple of wood grain stickers, a small leaf and an acorn, and that will pretty much finish up my card. Isn't that pretty? And when I showed this stamp set to somebody recently, they're like, oh, the coloring, I'm gonna have to color that stamp. And you don't. You can see from the cards that have been in my card kit, you don't have to color this set. You certainly could use some watercolor or colored pencils, but you don't need to color it. It's just beautiful the way it is. Please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and you hit that bell to turn on all the notifications so you'll be notified every time I upload a crafty video. Please leave me a sweet comment below and share this video with your crafty friends as well. It's free, why not share it? Have a great day.